Besides, it's very hot here, so we'll also put some juice, maybe. There you go. Why are people just walking through it? That does not make sense. That's rather annoying. Okay, so that's this one, because it does look pretty nice. It does have to be a little bit smaller, so it actually fits around the counter. Actually, I don't love that. Let's do 2 of these canopy pieces that have a wooden frame around it. And then this time I suggest we create our own kind of canopy design, because I feel like I'm kind of getting lazy sometimes. And as usual, that includes abusing pieces, using them in a completely different way than what they're meant for. And then besides, well, it's definitely drawing more people here, that is for sure. The only thing is they keep walking through it. Like the scenery I get, but these are actual counters. Like why? It just seems weird, but this does look nice. It nicely spices up this little area. And I just don't get why people keep walking so close to these. There's a whole path. Why not use the whole path? I also starting to look a bit too much like ancient Egypt and not just Egypt. It is of course 1930s Egypt-ish, but still too much, I think. This is making me realize we don't have a single bench, do we? There's a bunch of people here and there's nowhere to sit. Let's have a look. Let's try and go with a different one for this area. This is actually pretty cool. This style again, just because it works so well. Look, people immediately sit down. This was really necessary. We're definitely that much going on anyway. Wow. This really was needed. Let's accidentally just came across these parasols. So let's put those on the tables here, because I did basically no decoration at all. And I've actually... However, now we really have to work on the bumper cars, because that's the only remaining thing that is completely undone. Unfinished. So let's work on... First, however, again, I'm being sidetracked by myself, but the fairy tale pack, I mean, we can't deny that this simply looks really good. So why not use it? Only thing is you cannot color these, so never mind. Nice. Anyway, back to what we're actually supposed to be doing, the bumper cars. This is going to be a whole operation. Then now comes the magic trick. We are going to completely surround this with wool. Well, actually, that... Hold on, not completely, but most of it. Let's start with at least the corners here. I was a little bit too enthusiastic, because of course we do want to be able to see inside from the side. So let this will all stay, but we'll see in just a minute. By the way, I just saw the update video for this update 7, I think, where we are going to be able to spin these buildings around on the Y-axis, or the Z. Well, the only one we can't do it now, which is great, because that should have absolutely been there from the very start. Structure on the top, something like this. That is very, very big. But see how much this already does for the whole vibe? Oh, I love it. See, so to the sides, little edge on it as well. What I first want to do is make sure that the path, or the queue, wait, queue. We obviously need queue path. I was saying I first want to make sure that the queue path is in place. Get an idea. This seems to fit just fine. Look, we're gonna go... we can go all around. Oh my god, that's even cooler than I imagined. Wait. I actually just had a crazy idea. What if, and you can already see what I'm trying to do, we just use this part as the entrance, so that when you're here, you can clearly see this is the entrance for the bumper cars. So you exit somewhere. Honestly, somewhere here seems decent, right underneath the little bridge, because, I don't know why, it just seems nice, which is gonna be quite some work, so let's get right to it. Bloody hell is busy. Guys, I let this be for a few minutes. Look at this, we're standing all the way here. Well, I guess you could say this is a popular ride, isn't it? Anyway, what I was doing is add a little arch here, which of course has to be the correct color. And that baby we shall then simply copy and paste all across the sides. I reckon we can even put this inside. I don't know why I keep doing the British thing. It's getting out of hand. Putting this inside as well. Well, there you go. I'm just still kind of bothered by these parts. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna cover those up. But I guess let's first put all of this in place and then we'll see. Guessing we can maybe use windows, but this is not ideal. You can still see it through. Besides, nobody's gonna put a window on the edge like this. So that's... Unless maybe we just try something a little bit out of the box. Edge at the very top. Look, this is what I'm afraid of. That is going to require some off-grid pieces like so. Same thing on those again. There's only this tiny little part. I think some junk later on will do the trick. Honestly, the amount of... For example, I'm thinking of stuff like this. Look, just a whole row with a bunch of pots and other junk. Honestly, the amount of junk in this park needs to be studied. It's actually insane. And guys, I know I all do this, but doesn't this just look better It's more 3D. It's just nicer. End of the queue. And then for this weird little part, let's just go and do the... I don't know how else to fix it, okay? This will do just fine. Otherwise, people can just go here and skip the whole queue. For example, maybe this kind of look works. Oh, I reckon that's bloody... I have to stop. I have to stop. What is wrong with me? Which reminds me, this right here is a beautiful spot. This right here is a beautiful spot for parents to watch their children demolish each other. And again, is that a bit too much? And this building very desperately needs air conditioning, I reckon, because, well, there's a lot of stuff going on in there, at least. This is horrendous, however. So I'm trying a bunch of stuff here to clean this up. It's not going very well. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea how to actually fix all this. What I also just thought of is... I'm sorry, it's one of these episodes again. I'm gonna keep doing random things at random times, but we do kind of need to add some connection points to these buildings for the support a little bit. Also do some of those over here. This ride is getting super busy again, by the way. Absolutely crazy. This is starting to look like something. Yeah, I think I got it now. This should be it. And if it isn't, I might actually give up. Let's have a look. Yep. Yeah, that works. It is funny, because for you, this took like a few minutes, maybe, not even. For me, this actually took. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, I'm just gonna put some of these cacti this edge, and then it should be fine. It is criminal that this took so long, but at least it looks some sort of okay now. So then this is a pretty empty spot. There's nothing really going on, but to be fair, those spots exist. In theme parks, there's always this one lane or street or path that has nothing at all. Also, something I built off screen last time, by the way, is a little storage area here for the staff or for anyone who is not a visitor. There's a fake door here as well. I thought this was more fun than just leaving it plain and open. So, but anyway, it is really starting to wrap up as far as the exterior goes. The interior is not finished, especially not everything around and in the coaster. That's completely empty. But that, sure as hell, is not a problem for this as well. Railings. Junk, 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 junk. This is just, of course, for the above view. You won't actually see this from down below. That will add a small fence to make the walkable area a bit more clear. That is kind of plain and boring though, right? What shall we put here? What about this item? I think I've never even used this before, and it is pretty sweet looking. Maybe we can just put that over here. Yeah. Probably somewhere around this part, since this is by far the coolest bit of the coaster. Not according to this game, apparently. But you know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna do this anyway, because it's simply dope. Look at that. How is that not a good picture? Ride, confirm. And then for these billboards, let's do change image, go to right photos. And why is it not here? Ah, here you go. Raiders of the Lost Cards. Oh, that's... Wait. Yeah, no, that's good. Then the second one as well. Change image. That is actually super cool. Then we can open this up as well, and people can buy their ride. Photos. That's lovely. Just a restaurant over here. If you go straight, there's the plane. This, of course, does need some work, and especially, that.